So we begin with BCl3, or boron trichloride. And we know that boron will give us 3 valence electrons from the periodic table, and chlorine will give us 7. There are 3 chlorines, so we just multiply that 7 by 3 to get 21 electrons. 21 plus 3, we have 24 electrons in this whole molecule, or 12 pairs of electrons in the molecule. So now we can start drawing the Lewis structure. We put boron as the central atom because it's less electronegative than chlorine, and there's only one of them. So now we use the first 3 pairs of electrons to bond each chlorine to boron. So now we have 9 pairs left, and we use those 9 pairs to fill each chlorine with 8 valence electrons. Boron is stable with only 6, and we can also see that this is the best Lewis structure for this molecule because the formal charge of boron is 0 and the formal charge of chlorine is 0. So we have 0 pairs left, and our Lewis structure is complete. So now we have the Lewis structure, we can find the molecular geometry. So we see there are 3 structural electron pairs around boron. So that tells us that the electron geometry is trigonal planar. We also see that the shape is trigonal planar because there are no lone pairs in the central atom, and each electron pair is a bond. So we also know that a trigonal planar molecule usually has an ideal bond angle of 120 degrees and is nonpolar. It's nonpolar because each chlorine has the same number of lone pairs and is bonded the same way to boron, and the molecule is flat in the trigonal planar shape. We also know the 120 degrees because that is how far apart each chlorine can be while there being an equal distance between each chlorine. So we can illustrate this even more on a 3D model. So you see this also says that the bond angle is 120 degrees, and you can see that it's completely flat, showing how it's nonpolar. When we move it like this, it's even more evident how flat it is, showing again how it's nonpolar because there's nothing above, nothing below, and there's no lone pairs on the central atom. So that is the molecular geometry and the Lewis structure of BCl3, or boron trichloride.